So you want to plant wildflowers. You want to bring in the butterflies, the bees, the birds, but you just don't have the space. Maybe you live in an apartment, a condo, or maybe you do have the space, but you love container gardening anyway. The Florida Wildflower Foundation is going to show you just which wildflowers are the best to put together in a container to bring in that wildlife that you're craving. All you have to do is provide the soil and the container, and we'll provide you with the info. So what kind of soil do you use for wildflowers in pollinator pots? Well, you want to try and find the soil that doesn't have any kind of fertilizers or pesticides. I personally have found some that doesn't have any kind of pesticides, but it does have organic fertilizer. It's just a little bit of compost, some worm compost, and that's fine for certain types of plants. So we have wild petunia, which is the native petunia. It is not the invasive Mexican petunia, which you want to stay far away from because it spreads like crazy by rhizomes, even if not by seed, depending on what type of cultivar it is. But this wild petunia is phenomenal for not only sunny conditions, but also some partial shade, as is this tropical salvia. So this tropical salvia or sage is pink, and it also comes in red and white. These wildflowers both grow well with medium soil moisture, requiring more frequent watering if placed in full sun, and less if placed in a shadier spot. Tropical sage and wild petunia will bloom in light shade, but you'll see even more color with increased sun exposure. So I'm going to just show you what this wild petunia looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got a little bit more pale flowers than the Mexican petunia. That's one way you can tell it apart. It's also a little bit lower growing, actually a lot lower growing. Tropical sage is in a small pot. You can barely see the one little flower that's on it right now. This is one that I've taken from my yard. They actually are very prolific. So if you have one, you'll soon have many more, which is great because you can pass them on to friends and other people that might be interested in a very easy native wildflower. One thing to point out about these particular pots though is that they're small. You want to try and get smaller plants so that you can have them grow well together. You don't want one to overpower another, and if they start small and they can all grow together, that's going to be better in the long run. Now, we also suggest checking out our publications like this 20 Easy to Grow Wildflowers booklet. This goes in depth into several of the easiest wildflowers you could grow in Florida, whether it's out in your landscape or in pots. So definitely check this out on our website. You can order some free or download it free. So you have a dry area and you're looking for just the right wildflowers to put in a pollinator pot. Well, here are your answers. There are many, but this combination is a good one. So let's start with the one that is the showiest right here. This is spring blooming verbena. This purple flower draws in long-tailed skippers, which look kind of like butterflies, and also long-tongued bees and other types of native bees as well. They need wildflowers that they've evolved with in order to survive. And you're not going to find those from your big box stores. You're just generally not going to. So check out your nearest native nursery for these types of wildflowers. This verbena is actually Tampa verbena. Now, Tampa verbena is not what I'm going to plant in this pot. And the reason is because I actually meant to get beach verbena, but I was in a rush. Tampa verbena needs moister soils. The beach verbena looks almost exactly the same, and it prefers drier soils. It's a great coastal plant. It withstands drought and salt. So if you live on the coast, this is a good one for you. It does well in your landscape and can spread and create a beautiful mat of purple spring and summer blooming flowers. In this pot, it will likely drape over and create our spiller. Now, as far as our thriller, that is right here. This is a grass-like perennial. This is silver-leafed aster. This is going to shoot up and be a little taller. It'll also spill over a little bit as well. This silver-leafed aster has some little hairs on the leaves that make it look like it's got this silvery sheen. Now, in the fall, this will be covered in spikes of really pretty, dainty yellow flowers that bees absolutely love. Our native bees love this. So we're talking about even November and December, it can be blooming. So you've already got a couple of, actually more than a couple of different seasons in this pot of blooms for pollinators to use all year long, which is fantastic. Third, we have graceful blazing star. Now it doesn't look like much now, and it won't until about October or so. And that's when you're going to see long spikes start to bloom. They'll start coming up in the later summer months, but they'll start to bloom these gorgeous purple spikes in around October or so. And those will attract butterflies like you wouldn't believe. Gold fritillaries, so many different types. Bees love it as well. You have color that's going to fill this pot all year long. So if you have all of these in one pot, it's totally fine to use a terracotta pot, because terracotta pots generally take out a lot of the moisture in the soil, and so plants are left a little drier than usual, and that's good for these types of plants. Keep in mind, if you have moisture-loving plants, then you'll want to use maybe a ceramic pot, especially one with a little bit of drainage or maybe no drainage at all, depending on which types of plants you're talking about.
So we hope you're inspired to create your own pollinator pots to be a part of the pollinator pathways that are going all throughout Florida in people's landscapes, nature parks, schools, and so on. This is all to help the imperiled butterflies, bees, and birds throughout our state. You can make a huge difference even with a small pollinator pot. Thanks, and subscribe. Find out more of what we have to offer on our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.